Hello everyone, this is Pilpoh. Welcome back to All the Mods 10 To The Sky. Now, I've done a couple of bits between episodes, as you can see behind me right here. I did a little bit of a tidy up with our 82 stuff. I fed the cable underground and into the wall, and it just tidied it up quite nicely over here. I think it looks quite good. I'm also using these right here, the charged quartz fixtures. They look so good. They give off this tiny little bit of lightning as well every so often, which is really nice. I changed this out for a soul lantern as well. These give off like bluish light with these shaders, so it looks really cool over here, I think. Like blue compared to the brightness of the rest of them. Now, I did a couple of bits. Now, first off, I might have a short on this. I can't remember which short I did first, but I've got a short on the marine fisher. This thing, you need to not be doing anything right now because you actually don't have any room for anything. But the marine fisher, if you set one of these up, this is from Industrial Foregoing, marine fisher. Relatively easy to make, right? You just use some of the plastic and you need buckets and stuff. And you need one of those simple machine frames. So remember, we had to make one of those because you have to use it to make the advanced machine frame. So I made one of those last episode. This thing is just insanely good. It can get you some ink sacks. So I don't actually need the add-ons in it right now because we got the ink sacks that we wanted right there. A lot of people were saying to go and find a river biome. We are incredibly lucky because we're in a river biome right here. So if I hover over here, you see it's river. And then like over here is plains. And then I think right there, no, one of these has got like a weird biome. Sparse jungle. Right there, sparse jungle. So yeah, I don't know what this one over here is. Beaches over there, funny enough. But yeah, you need to go find a river biome or like one of the ocean biomes or whatever. And then you can make like a big basin of water and then squids will spawn. However, you don't need to do that because we can get ink sacks this way instead. And you need ink sacks to make yourself books and quills. And you need a book and quill for, well, the filter upgrade from productive bees and, you know, all the rest of the productive stuff. You need it so you print yourself some like enchanter Ender.io stuff. You need it to make this thing here, the Book of Binding Empty, which you actually need for occultism. So if you want to get into occultism, make sure you do your industrial foregoing first, and then you can get the marine fisher, and then you can get yourself some ink sacks to get into occultism. Now, I know a lot of people are getting into occultism because the smithing template, there's a second recipe you could do for it. You can get yourself a possessed hoglin, and I think 20, yeah, it says it there, 22% of the time, every time you kill this, you'll get a smithing template. So, but you can capture this and you can use like a Drigme farm or whatever to like extract all of its stuff. Anyway, that's another thing I did. And then finally, the last bits that I did were over here. I set up some really good enchanting right here. So let's say we've got, I don't know, let's just do book. Let's say we really want to get... Have I got... Oh, scavenger. That's a really good one right there. I got this scavenger, by the way. You know, upstairs, if we pop up here, I've got this. This is a wandering trader spawner. Now, I didn't really go into it last episode, what I did right here, but it's an apotheosis thing. You can use a cardboard box from Mechanism to pick up the spawner, or you can use Silk Touch, whatever you've got. Cardboard box is super easy to make, right? Because you can just make it with a bit of sawdust. You can make it. Where's the sawdust from productive trees? There you go. So you can literally just make one of these really simple sawmills. Get yourself sawdust. Get 4 of them. Make a cardboard box, and you can literally just click it on there, and it saves all of the MBT data. Really good. So you can do that on a spawner. So I did that in the Nether. And then I took the spawner, brought it back here. If you use a spawn egg on it, it will turn into... Sorry, I was just trying to zoom in on his face, but... There he is. It will turn into a spawner for whatever egg you had. And we had a swab. If you do swab, like this. If you use a swab on a mob, so one of these ones right here, the mob swab. Use it on a mob. In fact, I'll tell you what. Right click it on a cow like that. And we've got DNA for a cow. But I right-clicked one of these on a wandering trader ages ago. I think I mentioned it a couple of times, but I might have cut that out. But yeah. Anyway, I made a wandering trader spawner, so I could literally just do this. And it will spawn in a bunch of wandering traders. And then we can have a look. And they sell a bunch of stuff. There you go. Time worn right there. Actually, that's really good. So let's get ourselves diamond right there. Get a bunch of emeralds. Definitely get one of those. And what we can do with that, I'll tell you what. Let's have a look at the rest of them first. Bumblebee spawn egg. Awesome. That one there is really good, but we don't have any... Oh, there's the forged legs. Okay, we're going to do that one. Emeralds, wasn't it? There you go. The reason I'm buying these, by the way, look at the enchantments. They're just... Oh, they're so good, honestly. And then finally, this dude has got the Stonebreaker, which is pickaxe. So, stick. And we can buy that one as well. Now, back over here, Oh, actually, I got rid of it, didn't I? So, let's put down an obsidian. Make sure you got the obsidian underneath it. You can throw some books down with this on the floor. And you can throw that down as well. And you can drop an anvil on top. And as long as it's got books and an anvil, and it's got the obsidian under it, it will extract all of the enchantments on anything that you chuck down like that. Now, that's kind of that's the really cool way to do it with Super Factory Manager. That's like one of the weird things that Super Factory Manager adds. I don't think it's got much to do with the mod, but I think it's a really good one because early game, it's really good just to get yourself a bunch of enchanted books. You can strip them all and then put them on like one tool. It's awesome. Now, I did make this because we've already got into Industrial Foregoing. And this is called the Enchantment Extractor. And this has got all of the add-ons and stuff in it. But if I chuck this one in, it literally just extracts all of the books like that. And it just is flinging these right now into my system. So I'm going to do that with all of these, including the Stonebreaker thingy. Just thinking maybe we try and get ourselves some fortune. If we do book, fortune should be right there. Got a fortune 5. Now, here's another little tip for you. Oh, we wanted that scavenger, didn't we? I think I could put that on my pickaxe. Or my paxel, I should say. I'm not sure. But here's another tip for you. Let's get a regular old book, which we can get from here, right? So one of those. If you make one of these things, it's called a printer. So it's from Create. Or Create Enchantment Industry. Or whatever it's called. So printer. Unlike your printer at home, this thing actually works properly. So what you do is you have to create it like this. And actually, does it say it in JEI? Yeah, it does. Nice. Yeah. So you put down a book on a pedestal underneath or a depot or whatever. You can actually just chuck it on the floor. But what we're going to do is I'm going to use, what's this? This is Fortune 5. I'm going to put a Fortune 5 in the filter right there. And I'm just going to use the regular book. We've already got our Fortune 5 right there. So there's our Fortune 5. And I pull that one out. And there's our other Fortune 5. It prints it on there. It's insane. I'm going to do the same with Scavenger because that's a really good one to have. Scavenger just makes it that you've got a chance. Mobs killed may drop their loot table twice. How cool is that? So you could get like 2 nether stars if you kill in a wither or something. Anyway, I'm not going to put any of these on my paxel right now. Just wanted to show you that I set that up. So combination of mods right here. You do need to fill this with liquid experience. So I've got an experience hatch right here. I actually made a little short on this one. And I made a little short on the marine fisher as well for the ink sacs. In fact, what I could do is if I take out like a bunch of these right here, it might actually get me more ink sacs whilst I wait. So yeah, there we go. Now, today we're actually going to crack on with a little bit more Ars Nouveau. I'm going to do... before I do though, I really should show you the other thing I did, which was I made a infinite range booster. I had another nether star. I went and killed another wither, like we did last episode. So Now we've got infinite range. This doesn't work in different dimensions, though. There is a dimensional card. Does not provide chunk loading either. So we do need this area chunk loaded. Which I'm actually not doing, am I? I'm not chunk loading anything right now. Except for our mob farm. But anyway. And then finally, the last thing I did was I made something which is insanely good. Like, it's too good in my opinion. Move those up. There we go. There you go. This thing over here is a Omega tier upgrade. This just means that you can have maximum int of anything in here. So like, okay, except for the ender pearls apparently, because they only stack up to 16, right? But you can have max int divided by 4 right there for ender pearls. But everything else is maximum int you can have in one of these slots. This is just insanely good. Like, you should just have like a bunch of chests with this in it. I don't know if I could put that in a double netherite chest. I actually don't know if you can make a double netherite chest. We could try it on this one. Now, what I did between episodes as well is I broke the storage controller. I broke all of these. I broke all of those. I didn't break this one, but I broke everything and then placed it all back down because it was being funky, basically. So now we got decent storage again, and it's not acting funky, which is good. Yeah, anyway, Ars Nouveau. Let's crack on. Ars Nouveau, we need to make that bench, don't we? So if we do one of those, it's called a Scribe's Table. So I just need to make some more of the slabs. There we go. And this is going to go straight over here somewhere. I'm going to put it here, I think. Now, it depends. I think some of these, if you put an interface next to it, it'll pull everything from your system. It doesn't always work. Anyway, what we want to do is, now that we've got our Archmage, which, by the way, this is a tier 3. So we can have tier 3 spells if we want to. We could set up all of these things. Now, we actually just want the fell spell. That one. So, this one right here does require an earth essence and a diamond axe. Now, if we do that again, sorry, I missed it. Fell. I think it's fell that you need to use. So we need to make an earth essence. That's that one right there. This is by imbuing one of the source gems. So what we can do is right over here. Yeah, I like this. Pedestal. We need to make a couple of pedestals. I am going to put it here, here, and here. And all we need to do is dirt, iron, and a seed. There we go. Right. So these ones don't get actually like absorbed by this. So we can just chuck them in like that. And then if we get a soul gem, chuck it in like that. It's going to absorb some of the source from one of these source jars. And it's going to convert that into... There you go. Well, that was quick, wasn't it? It already pulled it from over there into the scribe table. And then finally, the last thing we need to do is axe. Now, I did... Was it a tree capitator? I did have a tree capitator that I stripped. There you go, that one. Perfect. I stripped it of all of its enchants using the Enchantment Extractor. And there is our fell spell. So if we use that one, and let's put it on, I think it's CU press. Yeah, there we go. Projectile fell. And we say tree chopper. Awesome. That is quite a lot of sauce, though. Looking at it. We haven't got any, like, extra saucy things, but let's get some saplings. To be fair, we could have got saplings whilst we're over there, but it's all good. Let's use spruce saplings. I quite like using spruce. I am fully aware what's going to happen when I use this, I think. Because I used it in, I want to say, ocean block. So now, for example, if we shoot it right there, it's only going to do a certain amount of the logs. Yeah, again, only a certain amount of the logs. But we can always put this on, I think we can put like amplify on here. Wait for that one to go back up. AoE is actually a firework star. Firework Star. I actually don't know how you're supposed to make these. I'm going to have to Google that one. Something to do with gunpowder, right? Gunpowder and some other stuff. Right. Firework Star. Recipe, because it won't show up in JI for some flipping reason. Gunpowder and dye. Okay. Blue will probably do it. There you go. Not bad. It's a weird one, that, because you could do like loads and loads of things. Anyway, right click on that one, and if we open this one up, I think we can get rid of a few of the amplifiers, and we just put in a bunch of AoE. You say create on that one instead. We put this one back down and then overwrite it. Shift right click, set spell. Oh, I can. Nice. Okay, what I'll do then is I will try it with my book first. I know it's raining right now, but yeah, let's do it. Okay, that seemed to do it. Seemed to do the whole tree. That's good. Okay, I have got myself a little guide from, I think it's Zeeg777. Then you got 1.6k subscribers. Go and check them out. They are amazing. Honestly, they know their stuff when it comes to Ars Nouveau. And I love the fact that they show their working out. That's something that some YouTubers don't tend to do, which is kind of annoying sometimes, because you need to learn those mistakes. I always show my working out, for example, because in maths class, when I was a kid, I always got taught that you have to show your working out, right? So that's what I've always done it. So anyway, this one is going to be slightly different. We got to kind of figure out how we're going to use the blaze. Yes, the blaze wood. Okay, so you grew in my direction. That's not at all what we wanted to happen. Right, here we go. So this one goes here. This one goes here. And how are we going to do this? We need one of these to have access. Yes, I've got an idea. Draw. This is going to be weird, by the way, but we're going to use this draw right here. Sapling. I'm going to use the blazing archwood sapling right there. Alright, I'm going to take one of those. We are going to use a modular router because you can get it over there for free, basically. So, sender. I've already got a sender Mark II module. This one is a sender Mark III. Now, we do need some endstone, so I'm going to nick it from our endstone one, from wherever it is. That endstone? Oh, damn it, missed it. There you go. Our endstone is struggling right now, I will admit, if we have a look over here. This one's struggling. Although, I did the thing I said I would do during the stream, and that is I upgraded my netherrack, and I also upgraded this one over here to a netherite block generator. Everyone was like, you're not going to do it, you're going to forget. And you're right, I did forget for ages, but we've done it now. I didn't bother doing this one because this one's already full up, and it's just voiding off all of the skystone. Don't need skystone for a bunch of stuff, do we? So, anyway, there is our sender Mark III. What we can do is we can have a puller module. So that is a sticky piston right there. And the plan is we are going to pull from, so let's use a modular router. One of these, by the way, I'll show you. I did a thing between episodes. So if I get some stone, I don't remember which one it is, just regular old stone right here. We got a Boon of Earth book. So in fact, I think we've got one in here. Enchanted. Where are you? There it is. Ores may be found when mining stone. Now, you can do a thing with modular routers. I think it might be this one. Yeah. Basically, if you have Boon of Earth and Silk Touch, you can mine up some stone. You can mine a piece of stone, and you get the stone back. Plus, you get a chance that it spawns in a new ore. It doesn't use the stone. It just has a chance to get an extra bit of ore, basically. So, using a placer module, you can place the stone in front of this. And using the breaker module, by the way, you have to make a pickaxe and use it with one of the blank modules. And it will even take all of the enchantments that the pickaxe had. So in our case, we had Boon of Earth and we've got Silk Touch. And you can see I even used the stone breaker, as in the pickaxe we got off of the trader. There's a diamond pickaxe with Boon of Earth 5 and Silk Touch. And what you do is this one is saying break the one in front of you. This one is saying place the one in front of you. So in one router, it does this and it spams loads and loads of ores at you. It's not overly quick. It used to be even better than this because it used to give you like all of the different ores in the entire game. So this, I was thinking this might be a way that you could get Crimson Iron, because right now there's no way to get it other than getting really, really far into occultism. So yeah, I just wanted to show you guys that I did that between episodes because I think it's quite interesting. Anyway, I'm going to have this one here. And I'm going to say pull from behind you. So that's going to pull from over here. And I'm going to tell it that the only thing it's allowed to pull is the blazing archwood logs or the blazing archwood saplings. Why are you not pulling from that? Are you saying we don't have any in there now? Yeah, my storage is being really strange. Unless I actually don't have any in there. No, I don't, do I? If I stick that one there, it's going to pull into here. Perfect. Now, what we can do is this sender module Mark III is unlimited ranged, unlimited dimension. So you don't have to like be in the same dimension as this. And it will still send. As long as this one over here is sort of chunk loaded. Again, we need to sort out our chunk loads at some point. So I'm going to stick that one in there. And it's going to send the blazing archwood over there. Perfect. Now, actually, before we go out there, I need to make a couple of spells. So we need to get ourselves grow. I think that's what it was. Grow. Grow. Yes, we need this one. Luckily enough, it's the Earth Essence, which we could do. So we have drained all of our source from over here because I've been making source gems over in this one. Easy enough, right? Again, I'm using modular routers right here. I've just got one that's sending amethyst blocks into here. And then I've got one that is filtered to only pull out the source gem blocks. Yeah, there's loads of ways to do this. I saw someone had some Super Factory Manager way of doing this as well, which is kind of cool. Anyway, this one right here, we can use in that recipe that I didn't actually click on, did I? Grow. Select. So we can chuck this one down. It needs seeds, apparently. So let's just grab some random one. Do these ones work? 1, 2, 3. Oh, they do work. Perfect. And then we need some bone block. 1. There you go. Good stuff. So that one's going to get us the grow. I think there's we needed to use the touch instead of the we're going to use touch again, I think, for both of these. Oh, I didn't mean to do that. Damn it. I'm so bad at this. It's a book. I right click to open book normally. Anyway, instead of using projectile, you can use not self touch. It's going to touch the wood in front of it. How I see it, at least. And you can give it a bunch more. Okay, maybe you can't. You could give it at least another one of those, and it should chop down the entire tree. So that's one of the spells. The other spell, again, is going to be a touch spell, because it's just going to touch the thing in front of it. Ah, we need place. Is that a thing? Place item? Place. Oh, it is. Ah, we need one of these now. A manipulation essence and a dispenser. How do you make the manipulation? Manip. We might need a few of these, by the way, thinking about it, because capturing is also using, there you go, tablet of containment. So that one is a button, clock, and redstone. And we just do the same thing over here. And again, all we use is that AoE spell for the like tree chopper. That one's already been used over there. Brilliant. There we go. So basically, it's going to place the sapling, and then it's going to grow it like tons. That's the plan, at least. So it's not V, it's C. Press C. Go to this one. This one is going to be touch, place block, grow, 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 grow. And that's it, I believe. I think that's what we want to do. Yeah, let's try it. So that one there is the one that we're going to set to that spell. And then if we change it to the tree chopper, we're going to set that one to that spell right there. Fingers crossed this works, by the way. I'm going to just put a piece of dirt down. And then what we'll do is we'll get a button again. So one of those bad boys. Why are you not... Did you just shoot sideways? Or have you just like... No, you work there. I don't know why that would have been such a pain in the bum. That means that we have to change our... luckily, I went and got it because I knew we'd have to move it. So if we put that one there, that should actually do the thing now. And this should send all of the blazing archwood saplings we've got. If I put that one in. Over to that drawer. We could probably use ender drawers as well, to be fair. Oh well, all good. So, oh, flip neck. Get our book back out. This one. And I forget which one's which. I think this one's the place and grow. So we can stick that one there. And then tree chopper we can place on that one. So place, block, and grow. Touch is foul AoE 4. I don't know if these are going to reach, but fingers crossed they do. And I'm going to use this button right here. Okay, what about if we do this? Did it do the thing? I should probably just get rid of this, shouldn't I? It did! Look at that! We just got loads of archwood. Sometimes it misfires and it doesn't grow the thing. That's mad. Okay. I'm going to put that right there. We're going to set up a drawer. I need like Ender IO or something so I can use my travel staff to get back into base easy enough. But we can make a brand new drawer. This one's already sending all of these over there. Easy enough. A little bit of an accident happened right at the end of filming right here. I did a little bit right at the end here. I set up a drawer and it's got all of the bits in it. I moved this modular router so it's actually pulling from the drawer controller instead of from the storage controller because all of the blazing archwood stuff is going to go into here now. What else did I do? I made myself a extended pattern access terminal. So this thing is awesome. You could literally type plank because I needed to replace all of my spruce plank recipes with archwood. And then there was also another one where like these ones right here, the compacting drawers, they previously used the spruce compacting drawers and they were set basically to only use spruce ones. So what I ended up doing was taking these ones out as well and making them use the oak ×2 drawers, if you know what I mean. So if I do oak drawer like that, and we have a look, you can use any kind of plank that isn't one that's specified, if you know what I mean. Like if we were to do the dark oak one, you can only use dark oak there, but the oak one is like the default. So yeah. The archwood ones make oak drawers is what I'm trying to say. And then, yeah, I had to go around like the crafting table. So I made this purely because you can search. So like the chest right there uses archwood planks. Even the piston now uses archwood planks. So I did that. So yeah, we could search for that. I can replace my recipes. So there it is. Awesome. So this has been a bit of a weird episode, I will say, because obviously I didn't know how to do the Ars Nouveau stuff because it's not really anything that's interested me before, but I'm willing to learn. That's my big thing. I like to learn stuff. So yeah, I've not really messed about with Ars Nouveau too much, if I'm honest. I'm more a tech mod guy, right? I did a playthrough of all the Magic Arcana recently, and I did not have as much fun as I was expecting. I thought I would love it because it's brand new, but Magic's not my thing, I don't think. I'm more of a tech, as I said, tech mod guy. So, as you probably can tell from how much I love applied energistics and like mechanism and stuff, right? And the fact that we went to try and do some magic and I ended up doing industrial foregoing instead last episode. So I did one thing before we finished, by the way, and that was I made these things, which are from Zycraft. They're called accelerated planters. And you can stack them up like this. And if there is a sapling on there that doesn't get like instantly like broken by the tree chopper, like if it doesn't grow straight away because of the grows that we've got, would you stop? Okay. Oh, you're going to grow it, aren't you? Oh, no. Did you see that? It grew beforehand. So if I do that, hopefully before this thing finishes. Never mind, it keeps growing. Anyway, these accelerated planters are really good. You can stack them up. You could probably do this whole thing without like the use of Ars Nouveau. Easy enough if you've just got... I mean, I've done it before with JustDireThings. Go check out my All the Mods 10 limited edition playthrough I did. I did that with JustDireThings and it took like 5 seconds to set up. So I could have done it again, but I don't want to do things like over and over. So I like learning things is what I'm trying to say. Even if it's magic, and I'm not a massive fan of magic mods. So yeah, there we go. Next episode, I want to continue learning, and there's a new mod out, which is like the new hotness, and it is called Gears. So we're going to play some Gears, I think, next episode. That also leads us into Productive Metalworks, and it leads us into Lobster John's amazing mods, the productive mods, which means you know what's coming. Everyone knows what's coming. Bees. I love bees. Bees is my bread and butter, so there it is. Anyway, thank you for watching. Thanks for joining, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.